Dear Starseed from Gaia, a younger man is already choosing you, not because of what you offer him, but because of who you are at the soul level. And nothing in this world will change that. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you this transmission directly from the Arcturian Council, delivered in this exact moment, because your heart has been carrying a question it was afraid to ask out loud. You have wondered if this love is real. You have wondered if the age, the timing, the circumstances make it impossible. The Arcturian Council wants you to hear this clearly. What is written in the soul has no expiration date, and what is divinely assigned cannot be undone by human logic or earthly fear. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart and trust the sacred love that is already reaching toward you. But here is the first revelation. A younger man who is drawn to you at the soul level is not drawn to your age. He is drawn to your light, your depth, and the divine feminine wisdom that lives inside you and cannot be faked, rushed, or replaced. You did not find this transmission by chance. Your heart called this message in. Something in your soul is ready to remember what you almost let yourself forget. That you are worthy of a love so certain, so deliberate, so complete, that he will choose you over everything, and he will never regret it. This is not content. This is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are on the twin flame path and aligning with sacred union. Comment Eller Weven 1 if you feel your heart awakening to this truth right now, and share this with someone who needs to remember their worth today. Your heart knows why you are here. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. If this transmission stirred something you cannot name, the Divine Love frequency code was written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the wounds blocking your divine counterpart and activate the signal that draws them closer. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time. And now, let's go deeper into what this actually means for you. Because here is what no one tells the woman who has spent years wondering why love always seemed to arrive too late, too small, or wrapped in something she had to constantly convince herself to accept. No one tells her that her longing is not a flaw. No one tells her that the ache she feels in the quiet moments, that specific, unnamed hunger for something truer than anything she has yet experienced, is not desperation. It is memory. It is her soul recognizing a frequency it has known before, in a way that her human mind has no language for yet. It's like a song you hummed in a dream, a melody so familiar it brings tears to your eyes when you hear it again, even if you can't recall where you first learned it. And it is that recognition, that unshakable inner knowing, that a younger man eventually walks toward, not because she is chasing anything, but because she has stopped running from herself. She has finally turned to face the vast, beautiful landscape of her own soul, and in doing so, she has become a beacon. Most souls who struggle with divine love do not struggle because they are unworthy. They struggle because somewhere along the journey, through heartbreaks disguised as lessons, through relationships that asked them to become smaller, through years of being told that what they needed was too much, they learn to hide the very thing that makes them magnetic. They learn to suppress the depth, the radiant wildness that is their birthright. They learn to perform stability instead of embodying it, like an actress playing a role, rather than an artist living her truth. They learn to offer love carefully, rationed as if from a scarce well, because giving it fully had once cost them everything, leaving them feeling emptied out and exposed. And that wound, that ancient decision to protect the heart by keeping it only half open, becomes the invisible wall, a fortress built of past hurts, that stands between them and the love their soul contracted to receive, the love that is their inherent destiny. The younger man who is drawn to a woman of your frequency is not drawn to her in spite of her depth. He is drawn to her because of it. He is moved through his own world surrounded by connections that felt shallow, like reflections on a still pond that never disturbed the depths below, by interactions that entertained but never truly touched him, like fleeting whispers in a crowded room, by versions of love that looked right on the surface, polished and pleasing, but left him feeling unseen at the core. a hollow echo in a gilded cage, and then something shifts. He encounters her energy, not necessarily her in person at first, but the quality of her presence, the light that emanates from her very being, the way she moves through the world without needing to perform certainty, walking with the quiet confidence of one who knows her own path, the way she speaks from a place that sounds less like opinion, a transient breeze, and more like knowing, the ancient wisdom of the earth itself, and something in him that has never been activated before, a dormant seed of recognition, begins to stir, awakening to a truth it has always sought. This is not a story about age. Let that be clear right now. This is a story about frequency. This is a story about what happens when a woman finally allows herself to exist at the full volume of who she is. Not the curated version, the one polished for public consumption. Not the acceptable version, the one shaped by societal expectations. Not the version that learned to shrink so others would feel comfortable enough to stay. Like a delicate flower folding its petals in the wind, when she inhabits herself completely, without apology, without the constant background hum of wondering whether she is too much, a symphony playing in a room that only wants a whisper. She becomes something the universe cannot ignore. She becomes a gravitational force, a vibrant star in the cosmic tapestry. And neither can he. The first key that unlocks this sacred dynamic is the worthiness reclamation. Before any divine counterpart can arrive, regardless of age, background, or circumstance, the woman must first dissolve the ancient belief that love is something she must earn through sacrifice, through endless patience, through becoming whatever the other person needs her to be, molding herself like clay in their hands. That belief is not a personality trait. It is a wound, a deep scar etched into her energetic field. It was installed through experience, reinforced through relentless repetition, and has been mistaken for humility or maturity ever since. A veil of virtue over a deep-seated insecurity, but worthiness is not the same as humility. A woman who knows she deserves profound love is not arrogant. She is aligned. She is a perfectly tuned instrument, resonating with the truth of her own inherent value. An alignment is the frequency that pulls everything toward it, like a magnet drawing iron filings, creating a vortex of abundance and love. When she stops asking whether she deserves to be chosen, a question born of scarcity and doubt, and begins simply being the woman she was born to be, a radiant masterpiece unfolding in real time, something shifts in the energetic field around her. The desperate searching quiets like a frantic bird settling on its perch. The constant checking and rechecking. Does he like me? Is he pulling away? What did I do wrong? Begins to lose its grip, its power to disrupt her inner peace. And what replaces it is not indifference, a cold void. It is something far more powerful. It is a deep, settled certainty that she is already the answer to someone's prayer, a sacred gift waiting to be unwrapped, that she does not need to manufacture herself into someone more lovable, like a counterfeit jewel, that the love she seeks is not hiding from her, playing a cruel game of hide and seek, but is calibrating to her, like a finely tuned radio signal finding its station. And it cannot find her until she stops hiding from herself, until she steps fully into the brilliant light of her own being. The second key is what might be called the mirror recognition. The younger man who chooses her does not arrive to complete her, to fill a void that is not there. He arrives to reflect her, to hold up a mirror to her soul and show her the magnificent truth of who she already is. There is a significant difference between those two things. A chasm between seeking a missing piece and recognizing a divine reflection, and confusing them is what has caused so much heartbreak in the past. Completion implies lack, a sense of being incomplete, a puzzle with missing parts. Reflection implies wholeness, an acknowledgement of inherent perfection. When a man of his particular energy steps into her world and begins to see her clearly, more clearly, sometimes, than she has allowed herself to be seen, perhaps because she has been dimming her own light. It is because she has done enough of her own inner work to make that seeing possible. She has cleared the dust from the mirror of her soul. He cannot reflect what is not already there. He cannot recognize what she has not already embodied. His arrival is not the beginning of her becoming. It is the confirmation that she has already become, the divine validation of her own radiant truth. And this is where so many women on the twin flame path or the sacred union path become confused. They spend years waiting for someone to arrive and show them that they are worthy, that they are enough, that they are seen, like a supplicant waiting for a decree from on high. But that is the wrong sequence, a reversal of divine order. The universe does not send the mirror first and then allow the healing. It allows the healing first, the deep inner alchemy, and then sends the mirror to reflect the transformed self. The younger man who will choose her over everything is not her reward for waiting, for enduring hardship. He is the universe's confirmation that she chose herself first, that she honored her own soul's journey. He is proof, in physical form, that the internal shift actually happened, that the caterpillar has indeed become the butterfly. The third key is the karmic dissolution. Every woman who has arrived at this moment in her journey carries energetic agreements from previous relationships. Some from this lifetime, echoes of unfinished business. Some carried in the body from much further back, ancestral imprints and past life contracts. These are contracts that were entered into with the soul's full intention to learn, to grow, to clear something ancient, a cosmic debt to be repaid. But they were never meant to be permanent. Like a temporary scaffold around a building under construction, the man who was cold, who was emotionally unavailable, who made her feel like love was a performance rather than a presence, a hollow act rather than a sacred dance. He was a teacher, a catalyst for growth. The lesson has been received, absorbed into the very fabric of her being, and now the contract must be consciously released, like shedding an old skin. This release does not require anger or ceremony, though both can be healing, like a cathartic storm or a solemn ritual. What it requires is the quiet, internal acknowledgement that the teaching is complete, that she is no longer the version of herself who needed that particular lesson, that she has outgrown the need for such stark education, that she is free to lay down the weight of what she survived, the heavy burden of past experiences, and walk forward without carrying it as identity, without defining herself by her scars. Because as long as she carries the old wound as part of how she defines herself, as someone who has been hurt, as someone who knows better than to trust, as someone who has learned to protect herself above all else, building walls instead of bridges, she's broadcasting a frequency that continues to attract what matches that wound, that familiar pain, rather than what matches her healing, the vibrant energy of her true self. The fourth key is the divine timing surrender. The universe is not withholding her counterpart, playing a game of celestial delay. The universe is not punishing her for past choices or past versions of herself, holding her accountable for shadows she has already integrated. What is actually happening in the sacred geometry of her life's unfolding is that the conditions are being perfected, not manufactured, not forced into being. Perfected, like a fine wine aging to its peak flavor. There is a difference between a love that arrives on her timeline, rushed and perhaps premature, and the love that arrives in divine timing, an exquisitely orchestrated symphony of souls, and only one of them can sustain a sacred union. The one that arrives on her timeline may be familiar, a rerun of old patterns. It may feel urgent, driven by her own impatience. It may check the boxes of what she thought she needed, a checklist of superficial requirements. But the one that arrives in divine timing will feel different from anything she has previously known. It will feel like exhaling after years of holding her breath without realizing it. A profound release of tension she didn't even know she carried. This is the moment she stops asking when and starts asking who am I becoming while I wait. Because the waiting, if it is conscious, is never passive. The space between where she is and where her sacred union lives is not empty. It is not a void to be endured. It is full of the becoming that makes her ready to receive what she has been calling in, a fertile ground for her own evolution. And the younger man, the one whose soul is quietly being prepared on the other side of that same divine timing, being forged in the crucible of his own unfolding, is in his own becoming right now. They are being made ready for each other simultaneously, two stars aligning in the vastness of space. The universe does not send one soul into readiness while leaving the other behind. It is a divine dance of mutual preparation. The fifth key is the magnetic embodiment. Divine love does not respond to longing, to the desperate cry of an empty heart. It responds to resonance, to the harmonious vibration of a soul fully alive and expressed. This is perhaps the most counterintuitive truth for a woman who has spent years hoping, praying, and doing everything she believed love required of her, trying to force a lock that couldn't be opened, because the instruction was never to try harder, to strive and struggle. The instruction was always to vibrate higher, to become so fully herself, so deeply inhabited, so genuinely expressed, so freely alive in the vibrant expression of her unique spirit that her frequency becomes impossible to ignore. Not because she is performing joy or manufacturing radiance, like a false dawn, but because she is chosen in the most radical and sacred act available to her, to live her actual life, her true life, right now. To stop waiting to live until love arrives and to love the living so completely, to embrace the present moment with such fierce passion that love cannot help but arrive, drawn by the irresistible gravitational pull of her vibrant existence. When she embodies this, when she stops performing the version of herself she thinks a man will choose, a carefully constructed facade, and starts simply being the woman her soul came here to be, a wild, untamed spirit radiating its own light, something in the field around her shifts permanently. She does not become more attractive in a surface sense, in the fleeting way of the material world. She becomes magnetic in an energetic sense, a powerful attrayer of her soul's deepest desires. And magnetism is not about beauty or age or circumstance. Magnetism is not about beauty or age or circumstance. Magnetism is about alignment. It is the state in which who she is on the inside and how she moves through the world on the outside have finally become the same thing, a seamless integration of spirit and form. And when a younger man whose soul is genuinely awakened, one who is attuned to the subtle energies of the universe, steps into proximity with that frequency, he does not choose her because she is impressive, a dazzling spectacle. He chooses her because she is real, and real, at the soul level, is the rarest and most irresistible thing there is, a true diamond in a world of polished stones. The sixth key is the separation wisdom. If there has been distance, if there has been a connection that felt sacred but retreated, like a tide pulling back from the shore, a soul who arrived and then seemed to pull back, a star fading from view, a moment of recognition followed by silence, an echo that dissolves into the void, that distance is not abandonment, a cruel abandonment. It is preparation, a divine pause. The universe creates space between twin flames and sacred counterparts, not as punishment, but as the final classroom before union, a crucible for growth. The things each soul needs to learn, the deep-seated wounds that still need clearing, the old versions of self that must be released before the new chapter begins, like a snake shedding its skin. These are completed in the space, in the solitude, and the woman who understands this does not grieve the separation as failure, a testament to what went wrong. She moves through it as ceremony, a sacred rite of passage. She uses the distance to become more fully herself, to cultivate her own inner garden, knowing that when the space collapses, and it will, like the walls of Jericho falling, she will be ready in a way she could not have been before it opened. A fully bloomed flower meeting the sun, the seventh key, and the one that carries everything else, is the reunion readiness. Your counterpart cannot enter a door that is still locked from the inside, barred by the fears and limitations of the past. Every key that has been named, every wound that has been dissolved, every old story that has been laid down, every contract that has been released, all of it serves this final opening, this ultimate liberation. The heart that is fully ready for sacred union is not a heart without history. It is not a heart without scars etched by the journey. It is a heart that has looked at everything it has carried, honored the weight of it, the lessons learned, and chosen, consciously and completely, to remain open anyway, to embrace love despite the risks. That is not vulnerability born of naivety, of blissful ignorance. That is courage born of knowing, of profound self-trust and spiritual maturity. And it is the most powerful signal the universe receives from a soul who is truly ready. A beacon of pure love calling its twin flame home. Here is the truth that this entire transmission has been building toward. You are not unloved. You are not forgotten by the universe, adrift in the cosmic ocean. You are not too old, too complex, too wounded. or too specific in what you need. You are being prepared, like a precious jewel being polished for its setting. And so is he. The younger man who will choose you over everything is not lost. He is becoming. He is being made into someone whose soul has the capacity to truly hold yours, to cradle your light with reverence and strength. And you, in every moment that you have stayed open, in every moment that you have done the work, in every heartbreak you moved through without closing your heart, even when it felt impossible, you have been becoming too. You have been becoming exactly who his soul will recognize, the missing piece of his own divine puzzle. Exactly who he did not know he was waiting for until he met you, the answer to a question he hadn't yet articulated. Exactly who the universe has been, quietly, patiently, lovingly arranging everything to bring him to a cosmic ballet of destiny and divine will. Tonight, if you feel called to it, place your hand over your heart before sleep. Not in performance, not in a theatrical display of piety, not in ritual for its own sake, a hollow echo of true devotion, but as a genuine act of self-acknowledgement, a sacred communion with your own soul. And say, quietly or aloud, whatever feels true for you, I am ready. Not ready because I am perfect, a flawless statue untouched by life. Not ready because the healing is finished, all wounds erased as if they never were. But ready because I have chosen myself enough times now that choosing sacred love no longer frightens me the way it once did. Like stepping off a cliff into the unknown, I am ready because I finally understand that the love I have been calling toward me is not separate from the love I have been learning to give myself. They are the same love, a singular, infinite source, moving in the same direction, finding their way home to the same heart. Before you scroll away, drop one word in the comments, just one, that describes what your heart feels right now, not what your mind thinks, not what makes sense to explain logically, what your heart actually feels, the raw, unedited truth of your soul's vibration. Then take a moment to read someone else's word and respond to it, not with advice, not with solutions or explanations, with recognition. A simple acknowledgement that you see them, that you feel their resonance. This is how collective healing happens. Not through a single transmission reaching a single soul, but through souls who have been touched by the same truth turning toward each other and saying, I see you. I feel it too. This is the dawning of a new era of interconnected love. If this message moved something in you, share it with the woman in your life who needs to hear it most. She may not be talking about it, may keep her deepest longings locked away. She may not have the language for what she is carrying, the weight of unspoken desires and unmet needs, but she will recognize this. And recognition is the beginning of everything, the spark that ignites the fire of transformation. Subscribe if you want to stay in this frequency, because this conversation is not finished. You are not finished. And we are just beginning to remember what love at this level actually feels like. The boundless, infinite love that is our divine inheritance.